Have you ever met someone who seems lazy but always gets things done faster than everyone else? You know the type. They avoid the hard way and somehow find an easier, smarter path. Well, maybe they're not truly lazy. Maybe they're just brilliant at being efficient. Today, I want to tell you a fascinating story about a young man named Ryan. Everyone in his village thought he was the laziest person they knew. But when a big problem hit his family, Ryan proved that being lazy sometimes forces you to find a clever way to work smarter, not just harder. Stay with me because this story will show you how to beat any challenge using your brain, not just your muscles. Ryan lived with his parents in a small house near their fields. It was a beautiful, peaceful village, but Ryan had a reputation for avoiding any strenuous labor. Every day, his job was simple: scare away the birds that came to eat their precious rice crops. While all the other farmers ran around their fields with sticks, Ryan found a way to relax and do his job. He built wooden poles in different parts of the field and connected them all with long ropes. This ingenious system meant he could just lie down on his porch, pull a rope, and make the crops move enough to scare the birds away, all without ever having to stand up. His father was worried about this extreme laziness. He thought, if I get sick, how will Ryan ever take care of everything? But since Ryan always finished his task, even if he did it lying down, his father never got truly angry. One summer, a terrible dry season came, and the crops started to die because they lacked water. To make things worse, Ryan's father fell ill. Ryan had to take care of everything by himself, and for the first time, he realized his clever shortcuts wouldn't work for the hard labor of managing the entire farm alone. The crops continued to struggle. That night, Ryan sat outside, disappointed in himself. He felt useless and thought, I was too lazy to work hard when things were easy. Now my family's hope is gone. He finally understood that he had to change. The next morning, Ryan heard the news. A soldier was announcing a huge competition at the king's palace, and the winner would get a chest of gold. Ryan thought immediately, this could save my family. He announced he would join the competition, which made the villagers laugh even harder. How can someone as lazy as Ryan win against strong people from all over the kingdom? They whispered. But Ryan didn't care. He had 3 days to reach the palace, and he left immediately. His parents didn't think he would win, but they hoped this challenge would force him to work harder and change his lazy ways. When Ryan finally reached the palace, the competition was about to start. The first challenge was a massive swimming race across a big lake. All the participants were strong and fit, which made Ryan incredibly nervous. He stood there, looking at them, and thought, there's no way I can win if I just swim. Suddenly, he had an idea. He ran into the nearby forest, found a thick fallen log, and quickly carved a small piece of wood to use as a paddle. He thought, this is a race to cross the lake, not a swimming race. I may not be strong, but I can be smart. While everyone else jumped in and started swimming, Ryan was paddling across the lake on his makeshift raft. He didn't have to strain his muscles or fight the current. He just used the flotation of the log to his advantage. It was a perfect example of smart thinking overcoming brute strength. You see this kind of ingenuity when people talk about how I beat the impossible swimming challenge. Ryan used his brain. As the other stronger swimmers started to get tired, Ryan steadily paddled across. Slowly but surely, he passed many of them and finished third, qualifying for the next round. The next day, the final competition began. The 3 finalists, Ryan and 2 massive, muscular contestants, were each given a large square wooden block. The task was to move the block 1 kilometer to the finish line. Behind them were many tools: ropes, levers, shovels, and knives, but they could only pick one. The first 2 contestants immediately grabbed the thickest ropes and started pulling their blocks with all their might. They struggled, their muscles bulging, but the heavy square blocks dug into the ground and barely moved. But Ryan didn't rush. He watched his competitors struggle and thought carefully about the tools. He said to himself, I can't win by using my muscles. I need to think smarter. He ignored the ropes and levers and picked a small, sharp knife. The crowd was utterly confused. They couldn't understand how a tiny knife could help him move such a big block. Ryan ignored the noise and spent a full hour carving the heavy wooden block into a perfectly round wooden ball. It was difficult work, but it was directed work. Once he was done, the entire nature of the task changed. He gave the giant wooden ball a firm push, and it started rolling easily down the road. While the other contestants were still struggling, pulling their heavy square blocks just a quarter of the way, Ryan ran easily alongside his rolling sphere. Just like they say in the video, the secret of smart work versus hard work, Ryan had found the smarter way. With all his strength and determination, he was the first to cross the finish line. The crowd cheered loudly. No one had expected the lazy boy to win, but he used his intellect to succeed. This story shows us that true laziness can be a weakness, but the drive to find an easier way is often a form of genius. Ryan realized to achieve something great, you need a powerful motivation. For him, it was his family's future. A clear goal-setting strategy, like turning the block into a ball, can completely change the game. This is a great lesson in smart thinking and efficiency. We all need to improve our productivity, and sometimes that means finding clever shortcuts to do the hard work quicker. Ryan's journey is the perfect example of overcoming laziness for a great purpose, showing us the true secret to success is having a determined mindset. This journey leads to amazing personal growth, and it teaches us to always look for the most effective strategy and use our ingenuity to the fullest. If this story inspired you to think smarter and work more effectively, please give this video a like. Your support helps us share more great stories of cleverness and determination. And don't forget to subscribe for more simple lessons and fascinating tales. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.